When it comes to buying a new camera, a new lens, or any piece of equipment that I'm going to be using in the field, I have a few requirements that they should meet. But most importantly, I have one rule that I'm not allowed to break when I purchase something new. It's one rule that has helped me to keep the amount of gear I own relatively low. So let me start by saying that I love cameras and lenses, and I would have them all if I could. But in my experience, the more gear I own, the more problems I have, and the harder my job becomes. The first requirement for a new piece of equipment is that it has to be useful in a meaningful way. It has to bring new possibilities with it. It has to make me able to make images that I was not able to make before without it. And no, minor improvements like slightly better autofocus or slightly bigger battery or dual memory card slots and flippy screens and stuff like that, those are minor improvements and they do not count. It has to be affordable, and that will mean different things for different people, but for me, being affordable doesn't simply mean that I have the money to buy it. Just because I have $100 doesn't mean that I'm gonna go out and buy $100 toothpaste. For me, affordable means that it has to be reasonably priced, and I always ask myself the question, if I break this lens, if I break this camera, if I lose it, if it gets stolen, would you be able to buy it again? Because if I'm scared of using my gear just in case something happens, I'm not gonna use it to its full potential. If that's the case, I just don't buy it. So those are a couple of requirements that I have for myself, but the one rule, the rule that I cannot break when I buy something new is this one. Whatever I buy, it must fit in my camera bag. You know that we move a lot, less so now with the pandemic, but still, we don't have a permanent home. So if I want to use something on a regular basis, it has to come with me. I have to carry it with me. This is also the bag that I use in the field when I'm taking photos. So if a camera or a lens is not in here, I might as well not own it, because that means that I'm not using it. Being able to fit all my camera gear in my bag means that I don't have to make choices. Sometimes I might have a rough idea of what I want to photograph that day, but more often than not, I have no clue about what I'm going to be photographing, and that's why I have wide-angle lenses, telephoto lenses, small cameras, and big cameras in my camera bag. If I had to make a decision, if I had to choose which camera, which lens to bring with me and which ones to leave behind every time I go out to take photos, that would make my job so much harder. So when something new comes in, I better have the room in my bag for that thing, or something else has to go. It almost goes without saying, but that new piece of equipment should be as light and as small as possible too, so it doesn't add much weight to what I already have. And no, buying a bigger camera bag so I have more room for more stuff is not an option. That'd be cheating. Anyway, this is the one rule that I've been following for quite a while, and it has helped me to keep my gear acquisition syndrome under control a little bit. So I thought that it could be useful for some of you out there. Hopefully it was. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.